Hi everyone, and welcome to the XYZ of Betting with 442. Got Shakes Rampedi and Ollie Keohane. Hey guys, how you doing?
Strong. How are you?
Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm very good as well. Yeah, I'm living very good.
That's good.
Um, week, what week are we in? 21,
We are on match week 24, I believe.
24.
Yeah.
God.
So we're nicely past the halfway mark now.
Yeah. And as I said in one of the earlier shows, Liverpool will not win the Premier League this year. I think we can all be unanimous now on that.
Yeah. I was holding on the
Well, they had to beat Man City and they didn't.
yeah. When Shakes and me chatted on Tuesday, we just said it's such a clear indicator of when they first met. It was a draw and it was two like great sides going up against each other, and the gap since then has just widened and widened, and you could see that, obviously in the 4-1 result.
Yeah, and the games come thick and fast. It's been a bit of a break for them this week.
Yeah, they actually got a full week off for the first time.
For the first time in a long time. Let's get into it, straight into it then. We've got Leicester up against Liverpool. Let's kick off with you, Shakes. What are you saying about that one?
Yeah, no, it's obviously it's a big game, and I think it's obviously a game that Liverpool do need to win. They've not been on a great run. They actually have lost their last two games. But I think because it is Leicester, for some reason, Liverpool just know how to deal with Leicester. They always know how to score goals against Leicester. And Leicester played in the FA Cup during the week, whereas Liverpool didn't, and condolences to Jurgen Klopp because he lost his mother. But I think I think Liverpool are going to pull out a performance. I say 3-1 Liverpool.
Yeah, I got to agree with you, Shakes. I think 2-1 to Liverpool. I think Jurgen Klopp's mother's passing. Also, there may be that feeling of like, okay,
Win-win for the Gipper.
yeah, so
For the Klopper.
the Klopper. So kind of, and they go and put in a good performance for him. And like you said, Liverpool do seem to just know how to deal with Leicester. Leicester still without Jamie Vardy.
No, he's back.
Is he back?
Yeah, he's back for
Back
this
this
game.
weekend.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, I mean, that does.
He played last night as well.
Okay. Well, then, that does add a dynamic, but I still think 2-1 to Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-2. I think that, there's a lot of sentiment and rallying behind Klopp, and there's no doubt that his team love him
Yeah.
and adore him. And so there will be that element to it. But Liverpool's form is so bad. I mean, they're just in such a state. Even the games they've won, I haven't been convinced about. But so I'm going to say 2-2, 2-2 draw in this game. And then we have Palace, who are reeling against the mighty Burnley.
Yeah, it's a tough one to call. I mean, Palace haven't been great. Objectively, Burnley haven't been great either. But in terms of what you would expect from Burnley, they haven't been bad. Like, we've always said, like, tough team to beat. Kind of has been boxing a few wins here and there. Odds are pretty high for both sides. You got 2.35 for Crystal Palace, 3.28 for Burnley. I reckon we could see a 1-1 draw in this game.
Shakes?
Oh, that's a very good call, and I think also with me, I would have to say it solely boils down if Zaha's playing for Crystal Palace or not, because that Crystal Palace that played against Leeds were just so poor without Zaha. So if he's there, maybe you give them a chance. Without him, my prediction is 1-0 to Burnley.
My prediction is 1-0 Burnley as well. I don't believe he is playing. I don't believe he'll be fit enough for the game. And without him, and not only just him, there's other stars out as well. They've got a lot of players out for this game. So I am going to say Burnley 1-0. I know Ollie's thinking, oh my God, I've got to change my pick, but should have done your homework. Man City, Tottenham.
Sure. I'm surprised by, Man City are hugely favoured. I think for Tottenham to have 8.80 odds is, pretty indicative, obviously, of what the bookies think of Tottenham's state of affairs and Man City's state of affairs. Bear in mind, Tottenham did beat them in the first leg of the season.
Mm-hmm.
But as we kind of said, since then, City's just gained steam. Tottenham are kind of neither here nor there. I reckon 3-1 to Man City.
Yeah, no, I also do think it's only going to be one winner. Can't believe not Jurgen. Jose has only won one game in the last 5, in all competitions with Spurs. So I totally understand why the odds are like that, and I'm going to say Manchester City for me. Manchester City wins this game 2-0 comfortably.
Look, I like a bit of the eights, and I like to cheer for the underdog. And with Kane coming back, it's great, but it's not going to be enough. You'd have to be a fool to bet against Manchester City right now, but their odds of 1.33 I wouldn't be interested in. But I think City's going to win this one comfortably 3-1. Brighton Villa. Tough one to call this, huh?
Evenly stacked averageness. What are your thoughts, Shake?
No, it's a tough one to call because Brighton actually have looked really good, really solid recently, picking up good wins against Spurs and as well as Liverpool as well. So they go up against Aston Villa, who can be a tricky side as well. But I'm going to sit on the fence on this one, and I'm going to go 2-2.
I'm with you, Shakes. I was gonna call 2-2 as well.
Well, exactly the same reasons that you talked about, Shake. Brighton are playing much better, and they played reasonably well most of the season.
Yeah.
Villa, though, as well. I like the 1-1 in this. I just think these two teams are tough to separate, and they'll both take some of the spoils. We've got a struggling Southampton up against the struggling Wolves.
I think this has, to be honest, another 1-1 written over it.
Yeah, no, it's kind of crazy that Southampton started on a good high in the league, and people were talking about whether they could make Europe or not. And a couple of injuries happened, and all of a sudden you start to figure out they don't have the depth. As for Wolves as well, they've just been performing below par based on their standards because of what they set in the last couple of years. But for us to predict a winner in this one, I just think because the one has Danny Ings and the other one doesn't, I think Southampton wins this one close to 1.
Yeah, I've actually got Southampton to win this 2-0, very much for that reason. You've got Danny Ings that's playing for Southampton, and he's a bit of a machine. He's pretty consistent. I think that Ramirez for Wolves is not playing, and he's a big piece in that puzzle. So I am going to go for Jimenez. Sorry. For a 2-0 win for Southampton on the coast. Next up, we got West Brom versus Man United.
Man United, just every time you kind of think I kept saying it to you guys, I just think their results aren't indicative of the quality of their team. I know that might sound a bit backwards, but it just seems to me like they're not a champion kind of side, but people started speaking about them like they were, and I think that did show this past weekend against Everton. They played their best sort of football in that first 45 minutes, 2-0 up, and then end of the game is 3-all. 94th minute goal from Calvert-Lewin. Which for me, it doesn't inspire confidence for Man United in the big games and kind of towards the end of the season. But against West Brom, I think it'd be silly to bet against them. So I reckon it's going to be still Man United 2-1. But I just always want to reiterate that I don't think they're as good as they seem.
Yeah, no, they're certainly not title contenders, and I think anybody in Manchester was thinking that we're dreaming, unless you were a Man City fan. I like the 2-1 as well. West Brom concede far too many goals. I think that Sam, who's a known Houdini for getting teams out of trouble, is going to fail in this attempt. I don't see any improvement in that team, and defensively they're just shocking. And Man United should be able to take advantage of that. I've got Man United 2, West Brom 1. Shakes?
Yeah, I think you guys have covered it well in terms of West Brom and as well as Manchester United. They just got far too much quality, and I'm actually going with a Manchester United 3-1 win. And I just checked out the handicap odds for, if you say -1 and Manchester United -1 to West Brom and Manchester United win, the odds are 1.84. So that's not bad, I think, to add on a multi-bet slip.
No, not at all. Next we got a bit of a classic. Arsenal up against Leeds.
Yeah, probably one of the most enjoyable games of the weekend.
Well, let's hope so. Yeah. What? Look, for me, Leeds are hot and cold. Hey? I mean, they're in a bit of a decent form right now, but they're also defensively weak. At Arsenal at home, with Aubameyang back, he's certainly in the starting 15, I believe. I'm going to have to say that Arsenal win this one 2-1.
Wow. The way you said that, Kevin, so seamlessly, man.
I'm on point this week.
I don't think Marcelo Bielsa will be happy with that. Leeds have picked up a very good form. They've won 3 out of their last 5 games. Another thing about Leeds, your guys' last game against Crystal Palace, that was very solid. That was probably the only game I thought, as I was watching, you guys are not going to concede for sure. So defensively, you guys were sound there as well. But I will say this as well. I think Arsenal have performed well despite the Wolves loss, which was the David Luiz red card. And I'm going to also go with Arsenal 2-1 to win this one at home. I'll go Arsenal 2-1 as well.
Yeah, guys, I got to agree with both of you. Arsenal sort of finding some kind of consistency in how they play. Leeds, like famously inconsistent this season. So yeah, while the Palace win was a great win, for them to be able to replicate that same sort of defensive structure, I just don't really see it happening. So I'm gonna go 2-1 to Arsenal as well.
Okay. Wow, that's a
first.
That's a green light special, hey? Everton versus Fulham.
I mean, I think you've got decent odds here on Everton, 1.92.
Yeah.
I mean, they looked really good second half for me against United. I thought United controlled the first half, but Everton really kind of stuck. And you don't see many teams in the Premier League that are chasing goals. It's often kind of by the end of the first half you sort of got an idea of where the game's going. So that Everton showed good grit. They've got all their players. All their main players are not injured for sort of first time in a while, and yeah, I reckon they'll put Fulham away fairly easily. I'd say 3-0.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna have to not agreeing with Oliver with regards to the scoreline. 3-1. That's a big scoreline. It does make sense in terms of.
Did you say 3-0?
3-0.
He said 3. He said it's bigger than this. 3-0. Yeah.
3-0. Wow. I was watching Everton and Tottenham last night in the FA Cup, and yeah, the game was nice. They won 5-4, but just the way they were conceding goals, and there were times that Everton were defending a lot. And nothing that is key is Dominic Calvert-Lewin actually went off injured. So I don't know the extent of his injury, and I'm going to say this is going to be a draw. And I'm looking at the odds on Betway in terms of a double chance to a draw of Fulham is 1.86. I think that also, it would be nice to put that on the mouth.
And if Calvert-Lewin plays, does that change your...
Look, with or without Calvert-Lewin, Everton are a better team.
Yeah.
Jimenez, class. Richarlison, class. They just have too much class for Fulham. I like them. I like them 3-1 actually. That's what I predicted. And if Calvert-Lewin's playing, 4-1.
Yeah. Look, they really are showing they can score goals, but I guess, like you said, Shakes, they do concede along the way too. Bit of a Leeds syndrome.
Yeah. West Ham versus Sheffield United.
This game screams of two teams that are just going to slug it out and not too much quality. So don't expect that champagne pass or in this game. It's just going to be two teams just slugging it out and just really trying to knock each other out. I think Sheffield, they haven't been beaten quite badly in any of the games. I think West Ham as well, they've done really well. But one thing's for sure, they did rest Mikel Antonio against Manchester United in the FA Cup, and as well as Jesse Lingard couldn't play because it was Manchester United's parent. Always Manchester United is his parent club, so they have those players back, and I think that will be enough for them to get a 2-1 win over Sheffield United.
Yeah, I think, like you said, two teams sort of slugging it out, and when you look at this clash, I think you just got to look at who's the better coach side, which for me is West Ham, and I think they'll grind out a 1-0 win over Sheffield.
Yeah, I have to agree with Shakes. I've got West Ham to win 2-1. I think that West Ham have shown flashes of attractive football this year. Sheffield United are more the grinders and probably be looking to. They kind of need 3 points all the time now, don't they? Well, last up we got Chelsea versus Newcastle.
I mean, yeah, the odds say it all.
Yeah, what are the odds?
11.66 to Newcastle, 1.25 to Chelsea.
Wow. Well, Chelsea, have they conceded yet under their current manager?
No, they actually haven't. Wow, that's a good spoiler. They haven't conceded. They have conceded only one. Sheffield United won.
Yeah, so
only one goal in the last 4 games, though.
Yeah, not bad at all. And he's had a bit of time with them now, so I see them going from strength to strength, and making a push for second place. I like Chelsea to win this game 2-0.
Yeah, me too. I like them to kind of come out strong, like you said, off the back of 4 games. Newcastle, not a very good side, and this is also kind of a game, under new management for them to like show we're kind of stepping it up. So I'm thinking a 3-0 win to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean Chelsea have found really good form, and it's hard to bet against them. And I'm going to also go with Chelsea 3-0. They just got too much quality, and they're starting to find their way now.
Yep. Well, there you have it, folks. That's pretty simple. We've given you the rundown. Any value bets this week?
For me, besides any multis that I'll kind of look at before the games, I think the one that screams out at me is actually Everton at 1.92 against Fulham. I think 92% return on your money on a team like Everton that is scoring goals, has found form. Obviously Calvert-Lewin does play a role, but like you said, still class in that team without him. So
Yeah, I'd be more concerned if it was Richarlison out.
yeah, because there's more of a controlling dynamic there than a goal scoring dynamic. So my bet is that I'm going to put 500 Rand down on Everton to win straight.
Okay.
1.92.
Shake, rattle and roll.
Yeah, not a bad bet, Oliver. I think that's pretty solid and stuff. I've actually seen a value bet as well. Liverpool is rated 2.09 to win against Leicester, and in their last few games, I think I was checking out the stats as we were speaking earlier, and Leicester haven't beaten Liverpool since 2016, I think. 2016, 2017, in a cup competition as well. So I think Liverpool continues that form. I've put them on a multi-bet slip. I've won Liverpool straight win, Manchester City straight win, Arsenal straight win, a draw of Burnley against Crystal Palace, which is a double chance. And with that, I'm going to put a nice $100 on it, which will give me 841 rands back, potentially if I win.
Nice.
Oh, nice one. Nice one. We have Burnley over Crystal Palace. We got Man City over Tottenham. I'm liking the draw on Aston Villa, Brighton. I like Southampton. Man City, we said. Arsenal, Everton, West Ham, and Chelsea. Let's see what that pays. That pays 13,000. That pays 13,000 to 1,306 to 1. Let's put in $100, and it returns 143,703. That's with the 13,000. Please remember, it is a Hail Mary. We're hoping one of them lands before the season's over.
And if just one of them lands, it makes up for every single one that didn't.
Oh, more than. Yeah. So I'll probably play around this weekend because it's been a nice break, and to give you just sometimes when you're gambling, you need a bit of a break as well. It's tough to go to work. Even stock analysts and traders take the weekend off.
Yeah.
But I think that it should be an interesting weekend in soccer, and good luck to everybody out there. Thanks, guys, for joining me.
Thanks, Kev.
Thanks.